Hello, beautiful people. How are you doing? I'm back. So I'm still currently in Mexicali, Cali, Mexi, whatever. I don't know. It's in Mexico. And I'm still having fun. I'm still enjoying. I'm still healing. I'm still all of the things. So today I just wanted to give you just a little bit of advice because you have to understand something. You have people who are watching you. They're watching your social media pages, all of your profiles, all of the things or whatever, right? The saddest part about that though is these are people that usually you allowed into your life and they forfeited it on their own. Not something you did, something they did. They made it seem as you wasn't good enough. They made it seem like they didn't need you, whatever the situation is. You know, like females, even you guys, right? Let me tell you something. We all have people who we were interested in, we gave a little bit of time to, whatever, and for whatever reason they played us, right? So they thought it was going to be a thing, and it wasn't a thing because you had standards. Please understand, people, understand that no matter what, right? Never give a person a second, third, fourth, eighth, 20th, 1,000 chance to turn around and to do you dirty. Okay? If a man expresses, this is for women and men and non-binary, whatever, it doesn't even matter. If a person expresses that they're interested in you and they do not fulfill the obligational roles of proper pursuit, right? When I say that, that means that, you women know what I'm talking about, right? So you know how you'll be like on social media and stuff, and somebody will hit you up, and so for me, I'm not a texter. I'm not about to spend time texting, emailing, DMs, or any of the things. I'm just not going to do it. So I'll give you my number. The reason why I don't mind that is because my button work every day of the week. That's what I pay T-Mobile for, to block the stuff out. Even if I got to keep block, it doesn't matter. So the thing is, they will get enamored in how you look, your aesthetics. It doesn't matter if you are plain Jane, if you are all it is, you know. The fact of the matter is that they will get all caught up in your aesthetics, but they expect you to be like, I don't want to offend no group of people, but say for instance, a woman with no standards. you know the aloof, the person who can't live without sex, the person who need a man in order to survive. Like, a piece of man is better than no man. No, no, ma, we don't do that. We don't do that. Let me explain something to you, right? So when you get these dudes talking about 50-50 building, please understand that, especially if they are in my age group or older, but it's not just for us, okay? The little younger ones too, but I'm just gonna address for us older, okay? The thing is, as always, they hook up with people who they are attracted to. We know that. We know that men are attracted aesthetically to things, whereas women, usually, it's you know, our men don't necessarily be sexy like that. If you get them, you get them, but it's usually other things, like when it comes to security. I grew up in a household with my mother and my father. All of us have the same mother and father. My daddy was married to my mother. My father passed away. My mother's still here. She ain't remarried. She ain't meet nobody. None of the things. She still just whatever. Okay. So you so you have to understand this, right? If I come up from a family line of marriage and all of the things, I'm not going to entertain certain things. And even if I do, in my own mind, before I was able to realize it, it's processed. So there's a cutoff period that I didn't understand before until I really started looking into my life. So if I play with you, just understand that I'm playing with you. We're playing. That means we're both agreeing that we're lying to each other. Oh, I love you. I ain't going nowhere. You know, all the dramatics because I'm a Leo, okay? I like the dramatics. I'm with the shit sometimes. All of the things I am. Baby, it is what it is. However, you know, when you settle down, you want security, and that's what I'm saying. My dad provided security. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. She did go to work, you know, but you know, I would say even with my ex-husband, you have to understand something. My ex-husband never said, oh, you got to go to work, you got to help out with these bills, 50-50. Pay a light bill. He ain't never say that to me. Yes, and that's with children. Yes, our children are with each other, but yeah, he ain't never say that. So I say all of that to say, right? When you are dealing with these type of things, it seemed like, oh, you know what, the the man always beat him down. You know, I'm gonna watch my words because a lot of people get offended at stuff. I'm just, it is what it is. I don't really care. I want the message to be received and not so much people being offended. So here's the thing: the man beat them down. The man, you know, people talking about stuff that happened in the '60s when they weren't even born until the '70s or the '80s or the '90s. How that's still affecting you, Pa? Like, go get a job. Go help contribute to society. My thing is, right, if you cannot afford to take care of yourself on your own, that means your own rent, your own food, your own insurance, life insurance included, you know, death insurance, everything. You really shouldn't be playing in the field, right? If your thing get a little, you really should whack off, because what you're not understanding is, even in the midst of somebody having a little pity or whatever on you, there's a chance of you making a baby. You cannot afford that baby. But y'all talk about women being so submissive and all of this other stuff, but baby, if it wasn't for them government plans that were put in effect, your child would be raised how? So once again, y'all throw it on us black women, and for those who are questioning, I am black. Do not get it twisted, boom. Don't let the little caramel complexion, don't do that. Just, we're not, this ain't team light skin against team dark skin and none of the other shit. We black, we black, we black. It is what it is. However, let's get back to what I'm saying, okay? So if it wasn't for things like Medicaid, housing, Section 8, and those things like that, your child wouldn't even have a place to live, wouldn't have food to eat, wouldn't have medical insurance for anything. And ladies, if your man lives in New York City, child support starts in New York City at $25 a month. If it is New York State, which is Nassau, Westchester, going up, Onondaga County, all of them, child support starts at $50 a month. So don't never let these dudes, particularly these New York dudes, I ain't gonna speak for the other people. Don't let them hit you in the head with that, oh, you ordered this child support. She got me on. Baby, do you even have a real job? Because guess what? Even if you working at Burger King, and Burger King in New York start at $15 an hour, that's $600 if you work 40 hours before taxes. You still ain't paying no 4, 5, 6, 700, 8, 9, 11, 12, $48 million on no damn kid. We not. Now, if the girls want to be slow and they want to go for that, that's fine. But for the rest of us who we went to school and we did get our degrees, right? Why would you want to be bothered with a man who makes you feel like your accomplishments mean nothing? Baby, you know how hard it is to graduate with a 4.0 in nursing? Okay, a 3.5 even? Okay, what about y'all girls that got y'all little master's degree, baby? I ain't got her. I just got associate's bachelor's. I ain't get her yet. But for you women who worked your butt off for to get your associates, and I mean, yes, even your associates or GEDs for those who dropped out of school or whatever, right? Um, boom. What I'm saying is, when you think about it, when you went to school for your master's and your PhD and all of that or whatever, right? They act like we don't know how to let men lead. We know how to let men lead, but we also know that these men's let us down because they're not fully men's yet. They may be, oh, girl, look, you see that, my little my little pony sticking out. Whatever. So anyway, y'all know I got locks up under here, so I ain't even stressing it. Okay, so at the end of the day, right? You have to understand something. To be with a man, especially a man who cannot afford to make everything happen on his own, and he downplay your accomplishments, and he barely escaped with a GED or with a high school diploma, you shouldn't even be interested in that. Your self-esteem should not be that low. Those dudes that y'all running after and chasing after with community dick, well, I can't speak for y'all, but I will say, like, for me, these my efforts is on these dating apps. Yes, the one you loving, the one you was there on all the visits for, the ones you uplifted, you spoke life into, you prayed over, you did all of the things, baby. Yeah, they still went out there and did all of the things, right? You have to understand something. There comes a time when you got to understand. I wear this bracelet. I'm gonna take it off right now, right? It's a cute little bracelet. I know you can't really see what it says, so I'm just gonna read it to you. And it says, above all things, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Okay, so for those who don't know this, that's from Proverbs 4:23, which is also my cousin's birthday. um, and I think that's important because when I got ran over a few days after that on the way of I was going up to visit my cousin. So that's how much I love my cousin. And it just so happened that when it comes to God, he connects dots in ways you just don't understand. However, right, you guard your heart, right? Because see, when we opening up our heart and all of this and it ain't ready, we ain't test nobody out, we putting up with stuff that shouldn't be put up with, as RC Pastor RC Blake's say, Bishop RC Blake's, let me tell you something. I love that man. I do. He's he say that, you degree women. I'm not, it's not Parado, but basically he's like, we too smart to be falling for these GED dudes, right? And I know he don't mean like to put a dude down. It ain't always about education, because some people, they pop in without an education. Like if you work for MTA as a bus driver, you didn't need to waste no 42 years in college, and MTA get paid. Just in case y'all, MTA get paid. Those bus drivers, the conductors, if you work for MTA, period, you get paid. So if you run into a dude that work for MTA and he ain't got no money, that's because he got a whole lot of kids out there. And New York City will definitely snatch your money. MTA will help give the people's your money to take care of them kids. I mean, at least they got some morals, because they always raising little prices. But that's besides the point, boo. But here's the thing. What I'm saying is, don't just open your heart to somebody. Don't just accept whatever. Okay? Because along with that come their past and whatever their future is and whatever their baggage is. Okay? So, like, for instance, we all know I have stalkers or just whatever and stuff. And it's most of the time it's really just irritating. It's more of an irritation thing. It's not like something that I'm gonna die over. Of course, certain things hurt my feelings, because I'm a girl. I'm like, I act all tough, and I mean, I am tough though. Don't get me wrong, but I'm still a girl. I'm still a woman. I'm. And the one thing I love about being who I am is that I'm not desensitized. And so these dudes will sit up here and be like, oh, we're so masculine, we're so this, we're so that, and all of the things and stuff. But baby, if I put my life in your hands, can I depend on you? See, I'm gonna answer that for most of all of us, right? We can't even depend on them to pay rent for us. That's fair market value. Even if they live at their mammy house, we cannot afford that. They just can't. They need help. Their whole damn family need help, honey. And if you messing with a dude who nobody in his family married like that, oh, you in the wrong bloodline, baby. Skip. Go meet his father. Y'all gotta help break these traditional curses. Go meet his pappy. You know what I'm saying? His mama don't like you anyway. So why even go through the bull crap? Because she ain't got no man. So her son is gonna be her focus, even though sometimes, he's a mama's boy and sometimes he's not. Bye-bye. When they turn around and meet these girls, and these girls are sitting up there trying to access your page, trying to compare themselves to you and all of that. Never. Don't do that. Don't stoop that low. Let me tell you what I did. Real talk. I blocked him and her dumb ass. See, first of all, I left him. Let's get that part straight. I left the relationship. I left the relationship not because I didn't love him. It wasn't because I wasn't in love with him and other things. It's just he was never going to love me how I needed to be loved, right? So, meanwhile, every time you look, and no, this ain't a filter for all of y'all keep talking about this a filter. It's not. You see that? I don't know, whatever. Because I'm still cute. And even when I have my locks out. So that's besides the point. And I ain't broke. So anyway, now let's skip over to what makes a difference. He was busy trying to find things to tear me down on. That's what it's like when you deal with a narcissist, right? And I'm not saying he's a full-blown, but definitely have a lot of narcissistic traits. So meanwhile, instead of me looking for ways and trying to come up with ways where we can, grow together and effectively and all of this or whatever, his thing was, oh, I need to knock her down. First of all, boy, I'm a Leo. I have to this day, still have never met a Leo who will confess that they're ugly. A Leo who, I'm sorry. Or a Leo with, low self-esteem. Okay? And even male Leos, baby, they be worth nothing. And you still can't tell them, I'm just saying. So, okay, so quite naturally, we're born thinking that we the best. Like, that's just in our DNA. Now, you do have some who, it's not we don't deal with any kind of self-esteem issues. We do. And I believe everybody, in a way, deal with some kind of form of self-esteem. Here's the problem, though. We don't linger in our self-esteem. So we may say to us, or maybe even, joke around with our little close people, oh, I ain't feeling so sexy today, whatever whatever it is. But outside, baby, you ain't gonna see that. I just don't know what it is. You ain't gonna see us broke. And I ain't just talking about money, because everybody go through a financial hardship or whatever, at least once or so in their life. But I mean broke. When you see us broken, you're not really seeing us now. Now you're seeing a representative. And that is one of the few times that we have a representative. And that's our ego part. And our ego steps out there to protect us, to help guard our heart, right? Because what it says is, when we're so broken because we're so loyal and all that, and don't get it twisted, I ain't say Leos can't be hoes and they don't sleep around and stuff. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is either you a hoe or you not a hoe. That's period. It doesn't matter what sign you are, whether you believe in astrology or not, I don't care. A whore is just a whore, and that's without the controversy. Period. In the words of, Grandpa Maxwell. Anyway. But, yeah, so when our ego steps in, our ego now protects us where, okay, you're hurt over this area, but now we gotta turn around and we gotta get you focused so that you could do this, you could do that, because Leos are naturally leaders, right? And I ain't saying we all know what the hell we leading, and I ain't saying we always lead in the right way. I'm gonna be honest with you. I question some things about myself when it comes to myself. Girl, bye bye. Yes, I do. I know I keep messing with this little wig, but it's all right though. It's okay. But anyway, I question myself with things. So I'm not saying that we blindly, sometimes we do blindly want child to follow us, but we know that we can't do it by ourselves. But we are so strong and we have the tenacity and all of that. That is hard. So we're not allowed a mental breakdown and stuff like that. So when we mentally break down, it's usually at night where nobody can see us. And depending on where you live at, you may be able to scream it out loud or whatever, but plenty of times for myself, I had to scream into my pillow. I had to, the hurt was just so crazy that bye bye. It was groaning, just like the Bible said, make moanings that no one can interpret, right? And that's literally what it was for me. But see, when my ego steps in, my ego shows up like I'm worth it. I'm this, I'm that. And you got to recognize because if you don't, and basically that's what our ego take over our fragileness, right? But most of the time when we're fragile and we're in that state, we're really not around people. So even if we go to work, that's when you'll notice we're quiet or we're a little distant. We're going to most likely lie to you. You're going to be like, oh girl, let's go out and eat, let's go get whatever, however. They be like, oh girl, I'm on a diet, I gotta get into that little dress for the wedding coming up. Girl, this is my sister's fifth wedding. Girl, oh, Creflo, those kind of lies we be coming up with. So I'm saying all of this to say to you, right? Take the time to get to love you for who you are. Don't let nobody try to make you into a Bob the Builder or Bridget the Builder, one of them pick me ass girls, because this is what happened. While you're quote unquote building with these dudes, they're cleaning up their credit, they're paying off their child support, they're upgrading. They're upgrading, right? Ain't nothing wrong with upgrading, but they're upgrading, and you gotta understand there really is a such thing as a starter's wife. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see, like Kevin Hart and all of them, how they not just celebrities, but in real life, look at the people, right? Look at the girl that gave the man all of his kids, loved him, let her sleep on his couch, got into it with her mama and them, and all of the things and the such and da 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 da. And when he upgraded, what happened? He turned around and he left her for his preference. If you're not his preference, it's not gonna work. Now, being a man's preference when he broke is not the same like being a man's preference when he is unlimited. A man of wealth, and it's not just in his pockets, but in his wisdom and everything else. He ain't sitting up there talking about, oh, these girls wearing wigs and the eyelashes looking like Snuffleupagus and all this makeup on. I just want me a old natural, and they all masculine and da 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 da. That's too feminine for them to worry about. If you ain't his type, he ain't even gonna speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Like he not is a such thing as class and tech. He not even gonna address it. He's just not gonna speak on it. Um. So you just kind of got to look at it this way. Don't be so in a rush to have somebody. A piece of man is not better than no man at all. Girl, your peace, PEACE, is more important than anything that you can have in your life. Anything. I don't give a damn. If I gotta walk away from my children, and y'all know my children senior citizens, child. Y'all know my kids is 20, going on 28 and going on 27. And I be hiding from them. Yes, I do. I be hiding from my babies. I love them. But sometimes mommy need mommy time. Me by myself. Like y'all grown. Y'all ain't gave me no grandbaby, so I ain't even a grandmama, so I ain't even doing grandmama things out there, baby. So just Just let my old ass have a little fun. And the funny part about my fun is it don't involve a man and none of the things, you know. So I'm saying to you, learn to love yourself, work on yourself. All of that money you're helping to save and building with this dude, not everybody leave. You know, everything is not a one size fit all or whatever. None of it, right? But understand, are you really doing a disservice to yourself? Learn to love you from the bottom of your heart with all that you have, no matter what. Love you. Love you. Please, I promise you, love you. Because see, when you love you, right? Ain't enough sugar. But when you learn to love you, you're going to expand, you're going to grow, you're going to get more out of life, and that in it itself is just literally so important. It is very important. It is so important for you actually that when it all boils down to it, you're going to appreciate loving yourself, finding self-worth and all of that, so that now when you meet men, right, you know what happened, you're not pressured. You're not dating to be married and none of you're just having fun. You know? We going to the movies. You know what I'm saying? Let that happen. And when these men see you not pressed about them for whatever reason, that's kind of like a turn on too. Unless you have a man like me, and I mean it's kind of cute. But if you ain't sweating me, who you sweating? And that just don't work for me. Mm-hmm. We gotta be sweatsuits because life has shown me, the dudes that I dealt with showed me, seeing the guys in my family and my, you know, and all of them showed me that, baby, you gotta be prepared for the switch up. No matter how it comes, relationship, financial, whatever, you just you have to be ready, and that's not always easy. So once again, I say, you know, love yourself. If you need one-on-one counseling, I am available. You already know. Hit me up. Leave the information. Do not write 3, 4, 5 pages of nothing. Please don't do that. That's not how it worked for me, because I get a lot of people that hit me up, and that's on real. That's not even just with this. Also, remember, I'm in ministry now. Okay, so I get hit up often about different things, and I'm not going to do all of that. Just hit me up, leave me your name, leave me your telephone number, maybe about 3 lines of what you're going through, and the best time for me to call you. Now, understand this. If I call you and you one of them people like my children who don't pick up unknown numbers, like, what can a bill collector do to you over the phone? Baby, you can always hang up on them and press the block button. But besides that, if you one of them people, don't even attempt. Don't do it. Because see, once that happened, what I'm gonna do is, if you don't, you know, whatever, I'm gonna block your number, which means that even if you hit me up at a later time or whatever and it doesn't resonate with me, the number and stuff, when I go to call it, my phone is gonna let me know that you're on the block list, which means that I'm gonna skip over you. And because we grown, we don't have nothing to be, I'm just saying. Period. That's on period, Paul. So I love y'all. Look forward to spending time with y'all. I'm looking forward to our meet and greet people. Yes. And I would love to hear about your vacations. So I'll make another video later on tonight. But tonight's video is going to be different. It's going to be extremely serious. Just know I love you. Mwah. Later, boo.